All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Smash the subscribe button. You know you want to. And also, shout out again to All Asian Dilemmas because they're always dropping bangers. Bangers leading from leftovers to damaged goods. This video is about damaged goods, but what's the difference between damaged goods and leftovers? If you ask me, it's pretty much the same thing. Let's find out what they're talking about today.
Why is it so easy for foreigners to win over Chinese girls? Have you ever seen those scenes that look straight out of a movie? A Chinese girl, head over heels, begging on the street for her foreign boyfriend to forgive her, offering him water, almost kneeling. The video went viral, and from her body language alone, you can tell her love for him is intense, almost obsessive. Netizens were left speechless, and it's no wonder. Something feels off.
Why? Because it looks like genuine love, a genuine interest for one another? Too intense? Some people can't handle it, some people can.
Why do so many Chinese girls fall so easily for foreigners?
Because it's something different. It doesn't matter if he's black or white, but that's what the common international mix-up will be. A foreign exchange student, it's either white or black a lot of times. It might be something else. It might be a different Asian, but it's something different. And it's easier for that foreigner to pick up women in that new country that he's touched down to because he probably wasn't getting women like that in his own country. That's something you have to remember too. The foreigner didn't have easy access to the women in his country like that if he wasn't somebody of value.
Is it just because these guys are charming, or is there something deeper and more troubling going on? Many Chinese girls get scammed, losing money, getting seduced, and sometimes ending up in tragic situations.
Now that's the part I don't get. Most women in general don't have that much money unless they're trust fund babies or they have access to the family bank account. So a lot of these girls aren't even paying rent. So why would these women give up their life savings to some foreign guy that they met? Because they want to do anything they can to keep this guy from leaving. And a lot of times these women get scammed by these foreign guys. It's crazy.
But is it only the foreigners' fault? You can't ignore that many Chinese women seem enchanted by these men. Just scroll through social media. Couples of Chinese girls with foreigners flaunting their love, posting romantic photos, traveling together. But let's be honest, it always feels a bit weird, like something's out of place. Why? Is it just personal taste? Or is there a bigger pattern at play? A recent video captured this dynamic perfectly. It shows a foreigner approaching a Chinese girl with a simple, direct conversation that no Chinese man would ever try. He starts by asking if she speaks English, compliments her beauty without hesitation, and within minutes, he's asking for her WeChat. In the video, the exchange is almost comical in its boldness. "You're so beautiful, no boyfriend? Let's get to know each other, what do you think?" If a Chinese man tried this, he'd likely get rejected on the spot.
Same thing with guys in America. More than likely, there's a high chance he'll get rejected on the spot. That shit wouldn't work in America either. Not unless he's a celebrity.
But with the foreigner, the girl smiles, gets nervous, her heart races. Why? Because it's different, it's exotic. It feels like an adventure. While the Chinese guy is still drafting a shy text, the foreigner's already planning the next date. It's not just about confidence. Many foreigners have an approach that Chinese girls find thrilling. It's as if they bring a Hollywood vibe, a sense of freedom, something missing from everyday life. And the women fall for it.
It's too bold. They're not used to that boldness. So it's like an instant turn on. Like, wow, I want to give this guy a chance. And it goes off to the races from there. That's why. Because what they're saying is most guys in China, they don't have that direct, bold approach. Not unless they're on some bad boy shit. But a lot of times that's not the case. So when a foreigner comes from a very arrogant country, like let's say America or the UK or somewhere, they're not used to that straight up boldness, that straight to the point conversation, questions. So it's all about conversation.
But it's not all romance. There are tragic cases, girls who give everything, money, heart, dignity, and end up abandoned. Some are deceived by promises of eternal love, others fall victim to elaborate scams. And the worst part? Many times, they know the risks but ignore them, blinded by the foreigner's charm. A famous case happened years ago with a university student named Livia. She met a foreigner online, fell madly in love, and after months of promises, moved to another country with him. The result? He vanished with her savings, and she returned to China pregnant, alone, and with HIV.
Ooh-wee, did I just hear that? So not only do you go home back to your foreign country, but you return with both a baby and an uncurable STD. How unfortunate is that? That's worse than being in debt that you can't pay back. But I'm assuming this girl had a very supportive and strong family with some money, hopefully. But why does it even matter if she has HIV? Money's not going to take care of that. So basically, he dropped 3 bombs on her, broke up with her, got her pregnant, and gave her a STD. That's 3 life events. She's done for life. But yet, there's guys that are saying that they'll take in a single mother as long as she wasn't with the foreign guy. What the fuck?
Livia was one of the first to share her story publicly in 2004, shocking the nation. Should we pity her or judge her for her naivety? It's a question that splits opinions. But one thing's clear. Stories like hers aren't rare.
Oh.
And it doesn't stop there.
Oh.
Some foreigners, after conquering Chinese girls, go back to their countries and brag. On social media, they boast about how easy it is to seduce Chinese women.
And that's pretty much how you show that you're a piece of shit. Guys that do this is a piece of shit. It doesn't matter if you're white or black. But if you go on social media bragging, that's childish. That's so high school.
Treating it like a game. One guy on a foreign forum said, "If you say you're from Europe or America, they fall at your feet. It's like magic." This attracts more and more guys with shady intentions, who see China as a paradise for their schemes. And Chinese girls often pay the price. A scandal that blew up in 2012 showed just how far this can go. An American trainer named Maynard, working in Chengdu, seduced over 1,200 Chinese women in 10 years.
What?
They were young, beautiful, many of them university students. He didn't just manipulate them. He secretly recorded explicit photos and videos without consent. Worse still, he created a paid website where he taught other foreigners how to win over Chinese girls in days.
Wow, that's sad. So basically, he exposed all these girls. Exploited? Wow, that's crazy. The hustle is real, y'all. Be careful.
The course title? How to Seduce Chinese Girls at Will. He posted humiliating comments, treating the women like trophies. A regular guy, almost 50, with nothing special about him.
A Pookie. The white version of him, Chad. A lot of Asian girls fall for Chads too. Don't get it twisted. There's more Asian women with Chads than there is Pookies, but they exist on both sides. It's more acceptable for the white guy, of course, but at the end, it's still bad.
Pulled this off just by being a foreigner. Is this just worship of the West? Or is it a deeper flaw in our society? And don't think it's just Americans. There are cases of foreigners from all over, Europeans, Africans, other Asians, using the same tactics. In another viral video, a foreigner approaches a girl in a mall with the line, "Do you speak English? Wow, you're gorgeous. Ever thought about dating someone from abroad?" The girl, clearly flattered, hands over her WeChat in seconds. If a Chinese man tried that, she'd probably not even glance at him. Why? Because the foreigner carries an aura of a bigger world.
But see, you gotta understand something. Americans have a reputation all around the world for being arrogant for no reason. So just understand, those of you that are watching this video overseas, these guys can't do this in their own country if they're not of value. That's why they're in your country doing it because they can't do it in their own country. Most guys in America aren't even picking up women like that. You can see it all the time, especially if you're in the big cities. Most people are just minding their business or just focusing on their careers. They're not walking up to girls like that no more because too many people have their heads in front of a screen. They're trying to do it on Tinder and all those bullshit dating apps. So that's why they're in other countries doing this, because the culture is completely different. You have that one eyeball that's willing to risk it all, risk the reward, right?
Something that seems more exciting than the local guy who works hard and follows the rules. But let's be fair. Are Chinese girls the only ones to blame?
No.
No. Many are victims of a culture that glorifies the West, making anything foreign seem better. From a young age, they grow up watching movies and shows that portray foreign men as romantic, adventurous, superior. And Chinese men? They're often shown as boring, focused only on work and family. This creates unfair pressure. Chinese guys, who face the burden of buying a house, paying a dowry, and supporting a family, often don't stand a chance against the charm of a foreigner who doesn't carry those expectations.
And all that is dropped. So basically, if somebody is requiring you to have the dowry fee, the house, the car, on top of that, have all that paid off, on top of that with some money in the bank, in the savings, she basically don't like you if she's giving all that up just because a foreigner walked up to her and said that she's pretty. All bets are off. They don't have to do half of that shit. While you, the hardworking man that's of her own kind, has to provide all that. Now with the foreign guy, whether he's white or black, she's going to give her money to him. But more than likely, he's only going to be around temporarily because he's a scammer. That's the difference. Now, put the shoe on the other foot, the girl is probably going to end up cheating on the guy that paid the dowry fee with a coworker. Yeah.
And there's more. Chinese mothers-in-law, notorious for demanding the impossible from local sons-in-law, suddenly lower their standards when the guy is a foreigner. A blogger recently posted about his life abroad. "Mom, everything's fine here. I married a beautiful Chinese woman, and look, I live in a simple house." What? A Chinese mother-in-law accepting a simple house? If it was a Chinese son-in-law, she'd demand a luxury apartment in Shanghai.
But see, that's the thing. Most people in Shanghai live in houses. I'm sorry, apartments. Luxury or not. Because the infrastructure is mostly high-rise. And then unless you go further out of Shanghai, you might end up in a house, luckily. But houses are hard to get. If you're young, you probably don't even want a house. You want a high-rise luxury condo overlooking the city. Close to your job, close to your gym, close to your favorite boba shop.
Why do the standards drop so much for foreigners? Let's not kid ourselves. Foreigners who deceive, steal, and seduce are despicable. Guys like Maynard deserve harsh punishment. But don't the Chinese girls who fall for these scams bear some responsibility? Many ignore the warning signs, obsessed with a fantasy. And that's a tragedy, not just for them, but for all of Chinese society. Chinese men, who grind to build a life, don't deserve to be compared to these opportunists. With responsibility, commitment, and love for family, they're just as good, if not better, than any foreigner. Today's China isn't the China of decades ago. We're a powerhouse, a strong nation with a rich culture and pride. Do we still need to worship the West? Do we need to let foreigners come here, disrespect our laws, and manipulate our women? China has always been welcoming, but for those who cross the line, the country won't go easy. These guys need to learn that this isn't their playground. What do you think? Are Chinese girls just following their hearts, or are they falling into a cultural trap? And Chinese men, should they change to compete or hold on to their dignity? Drop your comments, because this topic is heating up.
Yes and no. The thing is, people worldwide try to envy the West. Or they like to pick up the traits. They like the hip hop culture, the rap, the music scene, pop culture and all that. That's what it is. A lot of people just glorify the West for whatever reason. They feel like, oh, it's so cool how they do this and do that. It might be the way we dress, might be the way we talk, or the way we act. So it just really all depends. Some people are in love with it. Some people think that we're toxic, in which a lot of us are, but hey, what can you do? When you see something foreign, it might come off as better than your own culture or what you're used to seeing. It's something that you don't see every day in another country. And you're like, wow, I wish it was like that over here.
Hi everyone, I'm Simon. Today I want to talk about a phenomenon that many of you might have noticed. Whether you're in China or abroad, you often see Asian women dating white men. But it's very rare to see the opposite. Asian men dating white women. It's like this in China, and honestly, it's not much different in Western countries either. Some people might say, oh, but I see lots of vlogs online with Chinese guys and foreign women together. Well, let me tell you something real. What you see online is not the reality. In real life, those couples are much rarer. It's the same in other countries. Whether it's Korean, Japanese, or Chinese descendants, when you see them holding hands with someone, it's usually with another Asian woman. Rarely with a white woman. So why is that? In my opinion, one of the biggest reasons is gender-based prejudice, and it comes from two main areas. First, appearance. Asian men, generally speaking, are physically smaller compared to Western men. And many Western women are more attracted to tall, strong, broad-shouldered men.
Yeah, it's funny he says that because I'm in America, obviously. And a lot of women over here complain about how short the guys are. Most guys are under 6 feet tall. So compared to over there in Eastern countries, they'll be even smaller, right? So that's why when these 7-foot foreign guys come over from Australia and the UK and all that, the Asian women like tall guys because they look at it as more masculine and more protection.
That kind of build gives them a sense of security. A lot of Western women themselves are also physically strong or bigger, so they often feel that Asian men just don't give them that feeling of protection. The second issue is culture clash. Eastern culture values modesty, subtlety, being reserved. Western culture is the opposite. It's all about standing out.
It's all about popularity and your social circle here. So if you don't have that and you don't have a whole bunch of friends, then people are going to look the other way. That's how it is here in American culture.
Expressing yourself, being confident. White and black men in the West usually have a strong sense of self. To us, it might come across as arrogant or shameless. But for many Western women, that confidence is very attractive. Some Western women who have dated Asian men often say we're too shy, and that dating us feels way too serious from the beginning, like we're thinking about marriage from day one. But in the West, especially among younger women, the focus is more on living life, having fun.
Live every day like it's your last. That's the attitude in America, which means just sleep around and have fun. It's pretty much what it means.
If a guy starts talking about marriage too soon, they get scared off. To be honest, Asian men are even less popular with white women than black men are. So what kind of women are actually interested in Asian men? Usually the ones who are obsessed with Eastern culture. They study it, admire it, love the food, the art, the language. Those women are the ones more likely to be interested. Let me be brutally honest, even if it sounds uncomfortable. If you pulled 100 white women off the street, probably 99 of them wouldn't be interested in an Asian guy. And it's exactly because of this imbalance that many Chinese men end up having a lot of prejudice toward Chinese women who date foreigners. They feel rejected, frustrated, like even the women from their own culture are choosing others over them. It hits their pride, their ego, and even their sense of identity. Most won't say it out loud, but you can see it in their eyes, in the way they talk, or in the comments they leave online. They see these women dating foreigners as betraying their culture, like they're turning their backs on their roots. But to wrap up this video, I just want to say, in the end, it doesn't really matter whether white women like Asian men or not, or whether there's discrimination. What truly matters is that we keep passing down our culture with pride. And when it comes to the prejudice Asian men face in the West, I've seen plenty of it. And honestly, I find it disgusting. If someone discriminates against me, I'll just discriminate right back. Simple as that. So what about you watching this? What do you think about Asian men being rejected or discriminated against by Western women? And how do you feel about Chinese men judging Chinese women who date foreigners? Leave your thoughts in the comments.
That's crazy. I just think it's all crazy. It's all about personal preference at the end of the day. So nobody shouldn't be judged for what they prefer or want. And sometimes these connections are just automatic. Like maybe they really saw something that they really liked in the person and they just happen to be not their own kind. Have you ever thought about it that way? It's not always about looks. It's about what's up here. The only difference is I'm not the same skin color as you, or I didn't come from the same background or country. You know, we just got along. We just clicked. And next thing you know, we're this powerhouse that we have to prove to everybody how we feel about each other. It's bullshit, but it happens all the time. That's like me. If I was with a white girl, that's not going to make me less black. So it all comes down to personal preference. And not everybody's going to tell you who they dated in their history before they met you. So this could drag along as a secret for almost a lifetime. And then a lot of times you don't find out what a person's did until their demise, until their final days. And then all these people come out like, yeah, he was cool and all this. Like, oh, you were with them too? Oh, I didn't know he liked white girls. Yeah. So do you really want to know a person's history? Because a lot of people ask for information they know that they can't stomach. What's your body count? That's a Western thing. And I guess in the Eastern world, they're more worried about what foreigners you've been with. So that's equal to what your body count is. But see, the only difference is in Eastern countries, I guess I've heard in several videos that Chinese guys will favor a younger woman with a child versus an older woman without any children. And you could just pretty much compare that to being with somebody that used to do sex work. The only difference was they were protected most of the times they had sex versus the single mother that has kids has been cream pied several times. So it's almost the same damn thing. This is Kai Laveo. I'll catch you on the next video. I hope you enjoyed this piece. Have a good night. Good weekend.